Josh, what's going on, brother?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, yes.
Yeah, there we go. We can hear you too.
Let's go,
Good to
bro.
be here. How are we?
We're here, man. How you doing, man?
Good. Busy day as usual, but no, good, man. I'm glad to be on here. I'm excited.
Hell yeah, we're glad to have you here, man. The natural king of the UK. Let's go.
The Natty King. I'm trying to live up to it.
Let's go, man. I know I never formally even met you, man, but I'm Munene. It's an absolute pleasure, man. And what you're doing is really, really cool stuff. I know you and Luke have spoke, but dude, super big inspiration for the Natty community, man. So keep it up, man.
Appreciate it so much. Thank you. It just been reached out by both of you for this. Itself is like unbelievable. Like any type of any type of interview that I do like this, I really do appreciate, especially for the Natty community, because I really want it to get out there. I really want us to be known because we deserve it. We work hard and we look amazing and phenomenal. So yeah, appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, brother. Anytime. It's crazy to see how much, like, as you said, right, that the enhanced guys, they get a lot of, the limelight. They always get a lot of the attention, and their accounts are pushed more on social media, sponsorships, etc. But we don't have as much of that in the natural community. So it's nice that we can all come together and just support each other and just highlight amazing athletes like yourself. So I'm very excited for this pod, and I know Luke is too. So we appreciate you.
Exactly. You said it, man. Like exactly that too. Like the naturals deserve the spotlight as well, and that's what me and Munene are trying to do here. Give you guys, the IFBB natural pros, like a spotlight to talk to all the natural people who look up to you, right? Especially including us as well. So we're excited to talk to you, man. And you've had an incredible 2025 season, and it looks like so far your 2026 season is looking crazy. So I'm excited to I'm looking forward to talking about all of that. But for the people watching at home, why don't you just give them a quick breakdown of like who you are, how you got into bodybuilding, all the good stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So I got into bodybuilding just over a decade ago. And yeah, previously I was playing football. So I played at a decent level at football. I played for Chelsea, actually, in an academy for a bit. So that was amazing. Went to university, and then that's where I found bodybuilding. I got released from Chelsea, so that's why I went to university as well and studied sports science, strength conditioning. And then I met a guy in the gym who persuaded me to try and have a look at the bodybuilding. Actually, I was like, no way. He showed me a guy in shorts, and I was like, I ain't going on stage looking like that. And look at me now. Can't stop. So it's kind of a funny story, getting onto stage and doing that. But I think I've got a lot of experience, especially from when I started bodybuilding. It was completely different to what it is now. It wasn't as big as well in the UK as it was in the US. So there was less, and it was more only a few federations compared to what it is now. And even the attire, so the shorts, they were massive. They were the proper board shorts, whereas compared to now, you would see in their tight. So I've loved being in the industry and seeing it develop and competing against all sorts of people.
That's crazy. That's awesome, man. Back in the Billabong days, Billabong, Quicksilver, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The 2012 men's physique board shorts.
Yeah, he's seen the evolution, bro. That's really cool. And what I find fascinating is how you even said, you're like, nope, this is not for me initially. And then some guy convinced you. So tell us a little bit about that. Was it just that person who was like, hey, Josh, I think you have potential? Or what was it about it that eventually made you decide, okay, you know what? I was closed-minded before, but now I'm actually going to give this a chance. What was that process or the decision-making look like?
So towards getting on stage, he spoke to me in the gym and showed me a video. I saw the video, people going on stage and posing, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't go on stage half naked basically and pose. So I was like, hell no. But because I was going to the gym quite often, because my football season at university was quite short, so the season ends really early during the year, and then there's nothing to do. So I wanted to go to the gym and stay fit. Because I was there regularly, quite often, he saw that I was quite dedicated to what I was doing, and he said, "You know what? You could make it in bodybuilding. He said, you got a decent physique. You could go far." And I don't know how he saw that at that time, but he did. And I'm Ghanaian of heritage, and he also was Ghanaian as well. So we kind of had a bit of lingo as well going along, which was quite nice. And he said he'll come to my first show. If I did a show, he said he'll come and he'll show me the ropes. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And he was like, it's a great benefit. And I was like, yeah, I could look good on holiday as well. So I don't see why not.
There you go.
The advantages are there. So yeah, I went and applied for my first show. Went and did it. Came fourth for my first ever show. So I placed, and I was very disappointed. I've come from a football orientative background where winning is the way. So it's very that. So I'm very competitive with myself, and I don't like to let myself down. So when I came into the bodybuilding scene, and now it was an individual sport, like I took everything personally. Like, why couldn't I have done that? Should I have done more? And I was very critiquing myself. So I was like, I'm doing another show. Until I win, I'm doing another show. So I'm gonna see if I can do this. And that's basically what took off and continued.
For sure. That's so funny, because when you don't get the placing that you want, now you're determined to continue competing until you win that first show. But then when you win that first show, you're like, I kind of like this feeling. I want to do it some more. It's like that spiral that you get hooked into bodybuilding so easily, whether you lose or win. It's just such an addicting sport. I think we glanced through this too quickly. I want to go back to your days of playing football, man, because you said you played for Chelsea?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I played for Chelsea. The academy, not the first team. Yeah, the academy. So I got scouted when I was at school in year 10. I got scouted by a guy called Darren Grace. And yeah, and I went straight into the trials, got a talent ID, and yeah, I was playing football at Chelsea. Yeah.
Man,
damn, that's crazy.
that is so cool. And because people who want to know, it's like once they hear Chelsea, they know it's football. Because I'm Kenyan myself, but I went to a Kenyan school that was founded on British principles as well. So we did like IGCSEs, like A levels, AS, things like that. So when Josh is saying football, he means soccer, but it's actually football. So like, I know it's
football.
Yes, with your feet, foot and ball.
Yes.
Right? Like football.
We all say football, yeah. You can say soccer, but we always say football.
I'm with you, bro. I'm on the football wave.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's football.
Hey.
There is no argument here.
Hey, let's go, man. But that's so okay. So it's like the sports background and that mindset is sort of something that you channeled when you went into bodybuilding, even though the sport you were doing with football it's a team sport and bodybuilding is more individual. After that first show, you're like, I'm already competitive. I want to win. I don't just show up to show up. Like I show up to give it my best, and I'm competitive with myself. And so it was that mindset that, would you say, helped you? I guess because you've seen quite a bit of success in your bodybuilding journey. Would you say that mindset carried over from football into bodybuilding?
Yeah, I think it definitely transferred over. I've always had that drive to just do well and hold myself accountable, and it was a pleasure to be able to see the guy who won and see what his physique was like, and I admired that. I admired the work he did, and what I did was, I didn't realize at the time, but I was quite disappointed, but I went and congratulated him, and I took a picture of him, and I kept that picture, and I was like, I need to look like that. I need to be like that. So yeah, so I worked hard, and I had that picture on my phone, and I was like, I need to be like that. This is what it takes. I'm not there yet, but I will be. And I kept on going.
That's the mentality of a true champion right there, for sure. And what year was this your first time competing?
Yeah.
So, this will be 2017, no, 2016.
Oh wow.
Okay.
2016.
Yeah.
And were you self-prepped, or did your Ghanaian like mentor prep you up?
Yeah.
What did that look like?
So he gave me pointers. I watched a lot of YouTube at the time, and Ryan Terry was the guy at the time that I liked. I loved his abs. Ryan Terry's physique at the time, for me in the UK, was just unbelievable. I was like, this guy, he's the real deal. So I used to watch his YouTube and watch how he posed and the things he ate, and I was just learning. And I was studying sports science, strength conditioning at the time as well. So I was testing the things I was learning, as well as learning the things that they're doing in the practical world in bodybuilding. So it was very interesting to mix and match my eating, my water consumption, my training with the day and night, what works best, and resting. Everything was more like a test, a trial and error. So yeah, a long time it was kind of myself coached, but Raf helped a lot with main bodybuilding knowledge of what manipulates my body, especially being a natural. It was like, right, the asparagus works for this, and have the sweet potato more than the rice, and certain things, try it out. He even said, if you want to have before the show, have wine. But then we found out wine didn't work for me, so the vodka works. So I was like, I'm a Ronnie Coleman, so trial and error. He gave me pointers, I took upon it and built it myself. At the time, the funny thing, at that time, I didn't know about people had coaches. I didn't know that. I didn't know people were taking steroids. I was oblivious to it because I'd come from football, and that's a no-no. So to me, I was just like, everyone's just competing the same. So I was competing for at least 3-4 years without knowing people were assisted, until I started hearing people speak about it in front of me. And I was like, oh, right. So people actually, so I've been at a disadvantage for a little while. So that was my journey. I was a bit oblivious to it.
Man, like what? Because even when it comes to the whole the situation, you have a physique that's crazy, man. Like Luke and I were even saying, it's just people. You must get this all the time. People
you have a physique that looks like it's not natural, and a lot of people would agree with us when we say that, for sure.
Yeah.
So to even think that you didn't even know that people were taking performance enhancing drugs when you first started competing up until 2020, 2021 blows my mind.
Yeah, literally, I was so oblivious to it. I just thought everybody worked just like me in the gym, and maybe they had a few years on me, that's why they looked better or bigger or whatever. But yeah, I do get it all the time in the gym. Still, like yesterday, a guy came to me and was like, how long you been training, bro? He's like, are you, what are you using? And I was like, I'm not using anything. I just eat. I just train. I train hard. And he was like, really? So I still get it now. And I got it for I would say probably around 7-8 years I've had it for. The first 2 years I didn't look like I was that assisted, or I had that much muscle development, but over 3-4 years, I think that's when I started gaining proper muscle maturity and density in my muscle, especially my shoulders and my chest, and that's when I started getting it a lot more.
Jeez. Yeah. Like, did you respond rather quickly to training? Because is he your Ghanaian friend Raf? Is it Raf, his name you mentioned?
Yeah.
When I'm sure Raf probably saw the potential, when you look at someone and you can just see their structure, like Luke, do you know what I mean as well? Like when you can look at someone, even though they may not
100%.
have that amount of muscle on their frame yet, you just look at their structure and you look at the muscle they do have from training that isn't as bodybuilding specific. And then you're like, if this is how he looks now with this training that isn't as specific, I can only imagine what this guy will look like if we do get him into bodybuilding specific training. So I'm sure Raf probably saw some form, like the structure, the potential with your physique. And then once you started training, obviously you put in a ton of work. Obviously you worked hard. You know, were so diligent with your nutrition, your training, everything like that. But did you respond rather quickly, would you say, even though you still had to put the work in? Or was it a very slow process for you to put on muscle?
I think it was a slower process. However, I'll be honest, I think from your point of what he saw in me, my potential, I think my shoulders were quite a size that he thought, well, I had a decent width to my waist. I've always had a small.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, oh, that could work. So I think that was what really gave him that idea that, oh, this guy should compete. And then as time went on, I grew slowly and slowly. So it wasn't. I wouldn't say I responded that quickly. It was still a slow process, but I had those features, which maybe could be genetics as well, that gave me that advantage.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah. It always takes someone else to realize your potential before you actually realize it yourself. I don't know if you guys can agree, but before I did my first competition, I would have never done a competition until some random guy at the gym, he was a trainer, asked me if I was about to compete. And I was like, that's a weird question. Like, should I? And told me he saw potential in me, saw the structure and all that. I feel like that's the same thing for a lot of bodybuilders that first get into competing. It's not even because they saw their own potential, it's because someone else saw the potential in them. And Joshua, your physique is insane, and the way you manipulate your waist to look even smaller on stage, even though you have a small waist, the way you manipulate it on stage, your structure is insane. But let's fast forward to when you got your pro card. What year did you get your pro card, and what show was that in?
The IFBB pro card was 2023.
Okay.
Yeah, 2023 December, I think it was. It was in France, Lille. That's where I got out from. Yeah.
Damn.
It was at France.
Gee.
So not that, but yeah.
Was your eye on that? Like, I'm sure, obviously going to a show, had you attempted to get it beforehand at other shows, or was that your first attempt at getting it?
Yes, I had pre-attempted to get it before. It was a competition in the UK, so I think that was in Maidenhead.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried to go for it. I won my overall, so I won the regional, and I went for the final, and I lost to what's his name? I think it was Toby. I think his name is. He was a natural at the time. He's recently gone assisted, but he was natural. He looked insane as well. He looked really, really good. It was so tight. They were turning us around right next to each other all the time. But yeah, so that was my first attempt. And I knew what happened that year because I've always done a lot of competitions. And I think I might have burnt out my body a little bit. It was closer to the end. That was my last competition, and I feel it. And then when I won it in 2023, I did the same thing. I almost burnt out. I did a lot, but I managed my diet, my nutrition much better, and my rest. So I was able to bring a better physique. So that really helped. But I was excited. That year is the year I was going for it. I won a lot that year, and I was on a high. And I think when you're on a high and you're winning, and people are talking about you and doing well, and you get that motivation, that external positive reinforcement, I feel like you can do anything. So I had no doubt in myself that I couldn't win it. So I went there knowing I got this.
I love that confidence, brother. That's really cool to see. I love the confidence because it's like the track record of just, okay, this is really good. And it's like, okay, wow, I'm winning. I'm doing well. I'm getting support. I believe in myself, but I'm also seeing that there's there's evidence that I'm being rewarded for a reason, right? So that gives you confidence. It's not ego. It's not arrogance. It's confidence because you're like, okay, if I've won back to back and I've had a really good year, this is what I want and I'm going for it. And I have full belief in myself, both internally and externally. So I absolutely love that, man. That's incredible to see. And for me, my question is like that moment in time when you went into that second show in France, right? The mindset was like, were you 100% confident, like, okay, I'm gonna get this pro card, like the prep leading up to it, what was that like? That because it was the tail end, you said, right?
Yeah, it was right at the end. So my prep had gone well that year. And I did I just kept getting leaner and looking more conditioned, and I just kept like loving the way I was looking every time. So by the time, I think the last show, I think I might have competed in Texas, the last show I did for a different federation. So when I got back, I was set on it. I was set on doing it. As I said, I had no doubt I was not going to win. I knew I was going to win. I had it in me. So when I went there backstage, I didn't even look at anyone. I literally just had myself in the corner, did my pump up, doing it, and I just went into the line, looking down on the floor, just memorizing exactly what I need to do on stage, focused, and I had all belief that I was here to win. And when I got off stage and I won, some of the guys came up to me, and I was speaking to them, and they were like, two people came up to me saying that they couldn't stop staring at me in the line. And I think sometimes it's maybe just the ambience or like the aura you have when you really do believe in yourself. People see it. People really do see it. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle sometimes in bodybuilding, to have that self-belief. And sometimes you can, sometimes if somebody can say something, a manager can say, right, we're about to play against like the top of the league, and straight away that could be something that could hinder somebody's belief in what you can do. But with me, I try and speak as much positivity to myself beforehand, when I'm on a Stairmaster, when I'm eating my meals, when I'm watching something, when I'm on my Instagram and I see someone else, I'm like, I got this though. I look great. I know what I can bring. I know what I can do. So it's that positive reinforcement all the time. I try not to say nothing negative about myself, just positives and only improvements, because I always believe you can always improve every year. So yeah, that year was just one of my best years.
Wow. You had a job to do. You just stayed in your own lane. You got the job done, man. And honestly, confidence is something that is so important when it comes to bodybuilding, both on and off the stage, because it radiates. People see that. It translates to stage. The judges see that. But not only that, like you said, the other competitors see that. Not even just the day before the show, but let's say weeks before the show, other competitors see that. And when they see that confidence in you, that can play kind of games in their head, right? It can get in their head and be like, damn, this guy's really confident. Should I be worried about competing against him? So that's what people just don't think about. Confidence is extremely important, especially even if you're new to bodybuilding and you're going into your first show. Nobody knows it's your first show, so you have to go on stage with confidence, act like you've been there before, right? So man, that's insane. I wanted to ask, because you said you competed a lot of times before in that season, before that pro qualifying show. How many shows did you do in that season?
I think like 6 or 7. I did.
You guys are built different. Wow. Both of you, 7 shows in one season. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I won a lot. I won all different types of medals as well. I had belts, I had a hammer, I had a sword. I had 2 swords. I had a samurai and another one I called Excel. Yeah, I had what else? I won some checks as well, won some cash money, which was quite nice as well along the way. You know, pay for the prep, you know, all that chicken.
Oh. Here you go. Man, no.
So did you compete in different organizations?
Yes.
That was my question too.
What other organizations did you compete in?
I competed in most UK based, so UK Up. There was one called NFM.
Okay.
I competed another one called UK DFB as well. I competed in PCA.
Yeah.
What else? The ones that I competed in? I think there was one more. It's lost my mind, but yeah, I competed quite a few different ones. And I was in pro. I think I was a pro in all of them as well. So I've got my pro card in all of them as well.
Nice.
So you have what, like 5, 6 pro cards right now?
Yeah, quite a few.
That is one impressive resume, man.
I'm telling you, no WNBF, eh?
No, I don't. Do you know what the funny thing is? I didn't know that even existed. For some reason, it never came up on my algorithm on Instagram. Otherwise, I would have picked. Things would come up on my Instagram, and I'd be like, oh, I'll do that. That's how I was sometimes. I'll see on Instagram like, oh, he did that. Okay, I'll do that. That's fine. I'll go. I'll win it. But that would. So when I eventually got my pro card for IFBB and signed a contract and gone through, then that started coming through, and I was like, should have done that before. Yes.
Oh.
Did I freeze? Oh no. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, tech issues. It happens.
Technical. 6 pro cards, bro.
Josh a beast, man. 6 pro cards, dominating every division.
That's crazy. Competed in 7-8 shows that one year. I thought I was crazy. That's nuts. And then his last show got his pro card. That's impressive to have that look in your last show after 7 times competing. Wow.
That's what I was thinking too. As a natty too, bro. Your last show towards the end of the season is when you win it. And usually physiques, as the longer and longer the prep gets longer and longer, the physique slowly starts to get, in some cases, worse and worse, right? Like it just doesn't respond as efficiently. So super impressive for Josh. Damn. Like,
I just sent him another link. Yeah, no, that's insane. That's insane. My next question, when he comes back, I'm asking him because I want to know if that was his worst look of the season or his best look of the season after doing that many shows. There he is.
Oh, we're back. All right.
You can hear us?
Yeah, not sure what happened there.
All good, man. All good. No, me and Manania were just saying how the fact that you competed 7-8 shows that one season before getting your IFBB Pro card, how that's insane that the final show after doing that many competitions that you were still able to have a pro-worthy physique. So my question for you is, after doing that many shows, would you say that that pro qualifying show was your best look of the season? Was it your worst look of the season? Where would you put that compared to your other shows?
It wasn't my worst. It was close to my best. I think it was close to my best, my very best. I think that when I went to Texas and I did the NFM show there, and I won that one. It was an Atlas Pro Championship. I won that one. That was probably my best look for that year. And then I went and did the IFBB one. Because it was quite close, I think I just needed a little bit more time to bring it a little bit more fuller. I think it could have been a little bit more fuller. But apart from that, I think everything else was on point. So that's me being picky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nuance.
Was it the weekend after the Texas show?
A few weeks after. I think it might be. Yeah.
Okay.
3 weeks after. Okay, man. Because yeah, even the reason I asked about the WNBF too is because, especially in the UK, I don't know what it is, or Europe in general, but the standard of WNBF in Europe and in the UK specifically is way different when compared to the US. I don't know what it is, man, but like I look at some of those WNBF men's physique, specifically men's physique, and I'm like, what? Like there's such a huge discrepancy in terms of the quality of the physiques or the caliber of the athletes in Europe versus, you know, North America or other countries. And that's not to say that in a derogative way or you know, speaking down on these other people from different organizations. It's just the caliber of athletes in that geographical region or those geographical regions is significantly higher. I don't know if that's something you've noticed as well, Josh, or if that's something you've seen some of those guys.
Yeah, no, I have definitely. And it's interesting to see sometimes because you look at the competition and think, wow, like some of these guys look insane compared to some of the other ones. So I do think, oh, is this the same Fed as? Yeah. Honestly, it's something I do think that. But obviously, no disrespect to anyone. I think everyone had their different development. So it all depends on where you are in your stage. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Would you say other natural competitors in the UK kind of strive to go for the IFBB Pro card or the, you know, other federations Pro card more, like the WNBF?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. I think people still, in the UK, we definitely strive for IFBB. I think we are known that that's the renowned highest of the highest, but it might be fear-mongering that it's so high that people think it's unachievable, so they go for the other ones.
Mhm.
That's the only issue there. But it's the same thing when I started as well. I was told the same thing, like, oh, IFBB is like the top tier. You got to watch out. You can't just go and compete. So that's why I didn't go straight there. I went and tried to build my way up with other federations and see so yeah.
Yeah. I think the IFBB has that, prestige simply because there's not as many pro qualifying shows that you can compete in. I don't know how many shows the UK has, but we know Canada only has 2 right now, so there's only 2 naturals that can become a pro every single year. Whereas WNBF, every regional show, sometimes they do top 2 gets their pro card. I don't know if it's the same over in the UK.
But
Yeah, I think it's just first place.
Just and
Just
it's
first place.
every regional show, or do they have pro qualifying shows for WNBF?
Yeah, they do have pre-qualifying shows as well. So yeah, there's quite a few in the UK.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm surprised that Canada only have 3. Yeah.
it's rough out here, man. I'm joking.
No, you're not joking, Munene. It's rough, bro.
Yeah, no, it is. But I'm curious, brother, why men's physique? Like, what about men's physique do you love? Like, why? I mean, looking at your physique, bro, you look insane in board shorts. Your physique is very balanced. You have wheels. Like, you're a full house, bro. But I'm curious, what made you choose men's physique? And were people telling you, have you ever thought about classic? Have you ever thought about open? Tell us a little bit about that journey and what made you decide to stay in men's physique.
So I started with men's physique because I thought that was like the entry level, which people do normally think men's physique isn't entry level. But not only that, I think the physique in men's physique, I admired it back then so much. I liked the structure of it. I liked that it was very triangle, V-tape focused, and having that broader look, and then very aesthetic, and then also the grooming as well. Like, so that's what some of the marks were based for. So you have to look good. There was something I was into, and at the time when I first started, I was doing a bit of modeling at that time as well. So I had modeling, Jim King, Jim Bland, and stuff like that in the UK. So it was something that I was like, I think I fit in really well here. And as time went on, and people started to notice that I had some legs, they were like, why don't you try classic? So I have done classic a couple times in some amateur shows. I've won 2 shows of those as well, which was pretty cool. I do love it because of the freedom and the amount of poses we can do. That's what I love about classic. The shapes and that you can make. That's what I do love. But I don't know, I think I'm just like a homegrown men's physique person. I think there's something about men's physique, especially the way it's developed now, the way we can wear a little bit more board shorts and we can really show the legs. I think the physique now even looks even more predominant. You can see the waist, you can see the way the structure of the person's build is. It's now almost close to how bodybuilders look. You can see the aesthetic art of form that we're trying to create. So I don't think it's far from it. It's just that we wear a bit more material. That's it.
Very well articulated. I would agree with that. It's evolved a ton. But to see that you've done it in classic too, and you've won that too. That's why this man's titled the Natty King, bro. It's not just one division. It's like he's tried. He's coming for it all, bro. Damn.
When you grew up watching bodybuilding, or when you first got into bodybuilding and you started paying attention to the sport, was men's physique your favorite division to watch, or were you more into watching classic or bodybuilding?
I was more into men's physique and classic, not so much bodybuilding. Oh yeah, it was definitely classic. Mainly the old generation, the Arnold. I was more watching them as such, and then obviously men's physique, and I was like addicted to this men's physique. I liked the way the guys looked in the shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, the posing too has evolved a ton. Like for you, have you always done your signature one hand on hip? Because you have really big arms, really big delts, a full chest, your obliques are in midsection, back, like balance. So for you, has your posing always been the same? Or what did it start out as, and what has it evolved to?
Yeah, it had actually always been the same, and my posing was terrible when I first started. um, I was so straight on, and my hands were so stiff. I wasn't relaxed. There was so much things that I did wrong. But yeah, I always had a hand on the hip. I think for me it was comfortable, and when I coach anyone that does a posing, I always tell it's what's comfortable for you and what shows off your best side or best physique as such. So for me, the hand on hip, I'm most comfortable in that position. I can do other ones as well and feel good, but that's like the money shot, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, your waist is tiny. You've got insane shoulders and even crazier arms, especially for a natural. From the outside looking in, what would you say is your strengths and maybe like your weaknesses that you need to bring up?
Ooh, I'm gonna expose myself to my weaknesses. No, so my strengths, I would say definitely my shoulders and my waist. My chest is also built up as well, something that I worked on in the most recent years, definitely. And also a strength, I think, is the mindset as well. Not only just the physique part, but the mindset of always believing in yourself. And I've compared myself to people who are a lot better than me when I first started out, and to use it as a positive way. So for example, even as a natural, when I found out that obviously people were taking performance enhancements, I was wanting to compete with them more so than naturals, if that made sense. Because if I train with them, or if I compete against them and I aim to be in that league, when I come to my league of naturals, I expect to be phenomenal, because I'm aiming for something higher. Like, reach for the stars, you land in the clouds. That's how I was gonna think. So yeah. So my strengths, I would say shoulders, waist, chest. Weaknesses. I would say I've always had more feedback on potentially my abs. My strength as well. I'll say my back. My back's was really good actually. I get a lot of feedback saying my back's really good, or I can get wider. But in men's physique, you can always get wider. So every judge said.
They're gonna say that to everybody.
Wider. But my weaknesses, I would say, in my abs, and it's tailored because I didn't train it as much when I first started. I didn't spend as much time, and I think a lot of people don't spend as much time on it. It's one of those things where people would train their biceps or arms more and then neglect something else, and that was my almost neglect muscle group. But over the years I have trained it and worked on it and improved it so much more. So I think it's a weakness because it hasn't caught up with the rest of my body, if that makes sense. I think it's phenomenal. It's still great now, but it could be so much better. So I really want to work on that one. Yeah, I think that would probably be it.
Yeah, those are two things that stood out to me the most right now about what you just said. And the first one is how you labeled mindset as a strength, and you didn't just look at the physical, but you talked about how the mentality is also considered a strength, which I absolutely love that, man. You know, just how you talked about speaking positive belief into yourself, not highlighting the negative, you know, cheering yourself up like you are your own greatest cheerleader. And I think that goes such a long way to just give you the confidence and the drive and the motivation to just continuously get better and back yourself, because we do know it's so important to do that in such an individual sport where you're competing against, yes, other people, but you are your own biggest competition. So that's one thing I really admire about what you do. And the second thing too is how you said the areas of improvement, because Luke and I were even saying on previous podcasts and videos we've done, is your physique is very complete. Like there's no big discrepancies in your physique. Oh, this is so much bigger than this, or this is so significantly underdeveloped relative to this. You have a very complete physique, but you also said, I always believe there's room for improvement. And that's one thing I really like, because that's why you keep getting better, and that's why you've seen the success you've seen, or you've achieved the success you've achieved. Because I feel like it's so easy to become complacent, especially when there's most people would be in your situation, and then they could actually just become complacent and put their foot off the gas, you know? Oh, I'm complete, I've won a lot, or like I'm always gonna win, I don't need to work as hard, like I'm Gucci, you know? But that's not the case for you. You're like, okay, I have confidence, but what's next? There's room to improve. And even though you do have a balanced physique, it's like now the minutia matters, right? It's like, even though you're like complete in a lot of areas, you're like, okay, I can still make improvements in this muscle group, even though it's not a glaring weakness. And that's one thing I just want to say I admire, man. So it's really cool to see that. And thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's dope. It's really dope. And so
There's always striving to become, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done, Luke. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say, even you just striving to always become the best version of yourself, even putting yourself in uncomfortable scenarios, like you said you wanted to compete in open shows against the enhanced bodybuilders, kind of foreshadowing what's going on this year pretty soon for you. Like that's really the mindset of a champion, of someone who always wants to get better and just improve on themselves, on and off the stage. So that's phenomenal. That being said, before we get into the upcoming shows and the big season you're about to have this 2026 year, why don't we quickly recap what just went down in 2025, because you did have some big shows and a big win just like a couple months ago. I know you did the France show, and I know you did Portugal. Did you do any other shows outside those two?
Madrid. I did Spain.
Oh, and Spain. Yes. When was the Spain show?
Oh, I think that was September. End of September.
Was that the first show that you did last season?
That's the first show I did, and the first show was Spain, and then I went to France, and then I did Portugal.
Okay, so how did those shows go for you? The Spain and then the France show.
Yeah, so Spain, I was super excited. More excited that we actually had some other UK gents also in the competition. So it was nice to see a few of us homegrown guys going over there. And obviously Hammond won that show. And I know him from a previous show. Actually, funny enough, I won my overall IFBB regional show before my pro card, when I got my sword, and he gave it to me. So
oh no
he
way!
Had pro card for me, and he gave it to me. So that's the first time we met, which was pretty cool. So yeah, me and the guy, it was pretty cool. But yeah, the prep towards that was it was a difficult one. I was very focused that year to really compete and just do natural shows that year, because the year before I did the Dubai Pro for my debut. That was my debut one. I went straight into it.
Against
E-Banks. I met E-Banks, yeah, and he gave me some really good feedback. What's funny enough, he even gave me he had some fruit patches at the sweets. He gave me some sweets before we went on stage as well, because he was eating it. He was like, "Do you want some?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, champ."
Yeah,
let's go.
Nah, he's such a nice guy. He was telling me, I was telling him I was natural and I wanted to see what it's like, and I was like, "You guys look phenomenal." I was like, "I aspire to be like you." I'm gonna keep working hard. Like, this is inspiring. And he was telling me that my physique is so like balanced, is so well. He's like, "Just keep going." He's like some of these guys, they've been here like 5-7 years. You know, you've just come in, so don't lose your head. Just keep on pushing. And he's a top guy. He's very motivating. So yeah, so that was my first show. And then obviously Spain was obviously my second show technically, but for the 2025 year.
Mm-hmm.
Leading up to that year, so in April, my dad passed away. So yeah, I had that setback where I was trying to focus on competing and everything else while dealing with that in the background. And my dad was really close to me, and he came to some of my competitions before and see me win. almost every competition he came to, I think I won. Yeah, everyone he came to, I won, which was fantastic and was lovely to me. So obviously losing him was very difficult, knowing I was going to do my first natural shows as a pro, because I really wanted him to come and see. So going into Spain, I had goals, and then I had like massive goals, because now I was like, I want to do this for my dad. You know, I want to win for my dad. So when I went there and we prepped and did all we could, obviously I came second. It was disheartening at the same time, but I was real excited for my boy that it didn't really even affect me. I was just like, wow, like we all looked great. He looked great. He definitely deserved it on the day. And I was proud of myself, and I was like, my dad would be so proud of me for going there and doing what I do. So, and then France, it wasn't actually scheduled to do France. I was going to actually do Portugal. But then when I came second, I was like, ooh, let's do France. I was like, let's do France. Let's get that number one. I like gold. Gold's better than silver. And so we went to France, and I was so confident again. I was so confident with my physique, and I came second again, which a lot of people were telling me was controversial. I think it was just that it was really tight, that one. I think there was a lot of pros and cons of both athletes, first and second place, that could have tipped the coin. And I think that's what it was. Sometimes you get that in bodybuilding. That's what bodybuilding is. Yeah. So the one thing I did say, I was like, I can't wait to see him again, because I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. So yeah, no, he was a really, really nice guy. It was a good day. That one, I'll be honest, that one hit me a lot harder than the first competition, because I was like, I'm going to get this win next time, and I didn't. So it was a real mindset battle. How do I come back, and how do I do this Portugal one that was already set in my plans for this year? And my missus was with me, and she was like, do I still want to do it? And I was like, in between, like, I don't know, because I was really disheartened. And I think it was more of the fact, not because I'd lost, because that's the part of the game. It was more because of my dad passing away and the reason of why I was doing it, and the outcome I was expecting. That's why sometimes in bodybuilding you have to not expect too much. Do your best and appreciate what you've done, because I had to come down to earth and go like, you know what? I've worked my ass off for Spain and France, and look what I've brought. This is the best physique I've brought in my decade of training. And I was like, why not do Portugal? Like, why not? Because I look amazing. I feel great. Let's do it. So I was like, no, I'm going to go do it. And we went and did it. And then I was like, the third was the charm, 3 times. I got it. So, it was a progressive competition, and it was a lot of up and down in terms of the emotions and a lot of mental thoughts. But the hard work for me, I think I always keep it the same. I'm able to maintain a level of discipline and structure, because I like that. I don't see it as punishment. I don't see it as being, extra. I see it training as very peaceful to me, in a way. It's like paradise. It's just relaxing. It gives my body a really good feel factor.
Like medical.
So, yeah. So for me, it was more the mindset this year. So last year, that really I had to fight for.
Man, that's a journey, bro. Thank you for sharing that and being so elaborative. And once again, I just want to say I'm sorry for your loss, and I pray that everything goes well. And that's such a powerful reason. It just adds fuel to the fire, right? Because you're like, you already as someone who has that drive and that work ethic and everything, but then having that reason for your dad, that just amplifies everything, man. Like, now you've tapped into a new level of just like a new force, a new energy on top of what you have already. And as you said, 3rd time's the charm, and he would most definitely be so proud of you for getting that.
dancing right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He is, man. He is. Oh man, that's so cool. Because even how my question for you there is, after the two, like, the 2 second places, how do you deal with the mindset shift and like the loss? And how do you proactively pivot to change into a mindset that serves you? Because I feel like that's something a lot of people can relate to, myself included. I've, come second in shows, or like twice in a row. I was like, oh man, this sucks. And then I would beat myself up, right? But as I've learned and I've progressed, I've learned to get better at that. But from someone like yourself who's a veteran, I'm sure a lot of us could learn from you. How do you deal with those losses and proactively pivot to turn them into something positive?
With the first loss, with any loss now, I think I always take it as a learning curve. So straight away, I want to hear feedback from the judge to see what they saw, and it's always a positive. So I always record it as well. So I record it so I can listen back to it and focus on improvement. Even when I win, I want to hear feedback, and I want to hear something like, you could work on this. I don't want someone to tell me you look perfect, because then what do I do? I want to work on something. So feedback is the number one. So that helps so much. Definitely always get your feedback from the judges, because it gives you like the new step of, now I need to do this. And then I always say to myself, I can have 5 minutes to be sorry, cry, and then after that you need to focus on the next one, because it's done and gone. There's no point dwelling on something that's done now. And second place, you're basically there. There's one spot in front of you. That's how I always take it. There's only one spot. So if you're that close, that means you're kind of already there. It only takes a little bit more to get there. Yeah. So yeah. Even with any other place, and if you came third or fourth or fifth, that means you're one place from third, one place from fourth, one place from fifth, whatever. It means you can still develop and get better to get that next place and the next place and to be better. It just means you've got more to work on. And what's better to know than you've got something to work on and you can achieve it, and to go, I was here and now I'm here. Look at guys, look what I've done, and be proud of that hard work. So I try and put that forward instead of thinking, I should have come first. It's more, okay, there's something for me to work on, and it's a good thing. And I think that's why I've always had that mindset. So yeah, and do you know what the good thing is in our community of men's physique, especially the naturals, everybody's so nice. You can't be upset with anyone. Everybody,
Yes.
From first place to last place, people are smiling. People are like saying, "Can I have pictures with you? Can follow me on Instagram?" And that's the community that we have. And for me, you can't possibly be drowning in sorrow when you got a community that are so like hyper active with that aura of positivity. So yeah, that does really help in the bodybuilding sector. We're so nice. We don't know each other. We may meet each other for the first time, but then it's like we've known each other for 5 years and we're best friends. So we want to eat together and have a burger after. So, that's it.
That's the one thing about bodybuilding, man. Everyone is on the same mindset. Everyone's going through the same thing. A lot of people from the outside looking in think that bodybuilders, are just aggressive and they're, quiet backstage and like they all got beef backstage, but that's not the case at all. We're all like so friendly. We all talk to each other. We all become friends afterwards. It's like we've known each other for so long before we've even met each other. Outside of that, you said you're getting feedback from the judges. That's another thing. Always get feedback from the judges, because without feedback, you don't know what to improve on. So I'm curious to know, and especially after your France show, when the first and second place was so close, because that's when you were up against Chien, right? When it's that close, because when I saw that, just like you said, it was splitting hairs. It was splitting hairs, super close. So I'm curious to know what the feedback was that you got after that show that decided the first and second place.
The feedback, so funny enough, it was the same judge who judged me in Spain. He was the head judge. And he said that I'd done what he asked from the first show. He said, he gave me a thumbs up. He went, "You did great. You brought exactly what I asked for." He wanted a little bit more condition on the abs, and I think that was the main thing from Spain. And he obviously said that obviously with your back you can always get wider. He said my posing, I could be a little bit more upright, because I think, especially with the shadows in Spain, the way the layout was, there was a lot of shadow. There wasn't much light coming from the bottom. So because I leant over a little bit more, it was hiding a bit of my abs as well. So you couldn't see it properly. So you have to be careful not to hunch over, especially when you're in maybe of those poses where you might twist for your waist to look a bit smaller. Make sure that you're still like upright. So I just made sure I just went back to the drawing board, fixed my posing, changed a few different things, and then came back into the show and just smashed it. So I felt like I killed it. So hearing the feedback in France, he basically said I could be bigger, and I was like, where exactly? And he was like, I could be bigger in my chest. He was comparing me in first place, and he was like, he thinks that the first place had a bigger chest, and I was like, right, okay. I was like, so I asked him, do you think I was more conditioned? He said, I brought the condition, but it seemed maybe on the day they were looking for like maybe a much fuller package. And I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, so that's the thing. Sometimes with different judges, you might get where they're looking for something different on the day compared to what you've brought. I thought I brought a great size as well with condition, but maybe they were looking for something different. And it also matters how people pose as well. So his posing was very different to mine, which established and shows different parts of the body in a certain way. So initially they may see it in a different view for how we see it. So that's something to consider as well. So yeah, that was the feedback that I got, and it was difficult to take, because obviously it's like he's giving you the thumbs up that you did what he asked, but you didn't get the first place. So that's the only thing that's like, oh gosh, all right. But yeah, we finished it on a high.
It's like you're so happy you brought the package. You know that you did exactly everything that you were told to do, but now there's something else to be done. And that's the case of any show. So after the France show, going into Portugal, did you do anything different going into the Portugal Pro compared to the other shows you did previously?
Not really, actually. I just kept on going. I changed my sessions. So I did more chest exercises with my triceps, and I did a little bit more back. I just took that fact that, right, if we can always get wider, let me really increase this width as much as possible within the time I can have for this next competition, and let me look really full in the broad upper chest area, so I really stand out my waist. So that it was just me being tactical with how my body suits, and yeah, it really showed. I think Portugal was probably the best I looked to date, I would say.
Yeah, it was an insane package, bro.
No, it looked insane.
It was insane.
It was crazy.
You could even see dry, full, dense, bubbly, everything was there. Like you could really see the taper, everything, man. And like all these, were these natural shows, Josh?
Yeah, all natural shows.
Okay, and you also got your pro card in a natural pro qualifier?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess my question now, this leads us to the big question, first and foremost, which is awesome, bro. You are going to be competing at the Arnold Classic against Olympians, brother. First of all, major congrats, because I believe you have to get an invitation for that, right? That says something. So that's the first thing. Huge congrats. As the Natty community, we are supporting you, brother. We're proud of you. We're cheering for you. It's inspirational for all of us. That's the first thing. And my second thing is like, where did this come from? Did you just get a DM in your email? Like, what made you decide to go through with it? How did this opportunity arise? Just tell us everything about that, man.
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, so originally I'd emailed one of the guys from the Arnold's saying like, how do we get into it? Because I know it's invite only.
Right.
How does the naturals guys get in there?
Yeah.
That's what. So I just emailed. I just wanted to find out, and I just got like, I think I got a generic email just saying about you have to email through, and they like see how they see how you've done in your career, or if you've won any shows, etc., etc. And I was like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, I received another email saying that I'll be invited, and I was like, oh,
What?
and then they had my list. They sent me my data of like the shows I'd done as an IFBB pro and the ones I'd won, and then it had like a tick next to the ones I'd won. So I guess maybe winning a few competitions or being consecutive, I don't know really, but yeah, they said that I was invited. So I was like, right, this is fantastic. I was over the moon. So yeah, so it was actually just a query email that I asked, and they said that they invited me to it.
So you just reached out, just curious about the process. You at that point in time, you're not like, I want to compete in the Arnold. I'm just curious.
I've always wanted to compete at Arnold's.
Okay.
But I was curious of how, because all I had was invite only. Because originally I thought you could just apply like, but you can't. You have to be invite only. And I was like, okay, cool. So how does this invite only work? Does you have to win an Olympia? Because some of the guys competing, they haven't won Olympia yet. So I'm like,
No.
how? What does it work? So I just reached out and got back to me.
Man.
So, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
This will be the biggest show you've ever competed at, ever, right? In your entire bodybuilding career.
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. Go ahead, Luke.
I was gonna say, no, this is just huge for the natural community, because there's so many people out there that put limitations on what's possible for naturals. If you were to tell the average person that a natural bodybuilder is competing at one of the biggest pro bodybuilding shows in the entire world, it kind of sounds unbelievable. But Josh, you are doing it. You are breaking limitations, and this is huge for the natural community, because obviously we want to grow this entire natural division of the sport in general, and to do that we have to put ourselves in that spotlight, and you are doing that. You are getting the natural name out there, so I can only imagine what this is going to do. Like, the IFBB has to look at this as, you know, a big win for the naturals, and even if it's as small as something as adding more natural pro qualifying shows or something like that, this can have a huge impact on, you know, natural bodybuilding as a whole. So I don't know, I just think it's so cool, man, that you're doing this, and from all the naturals, we all say thank you. So.
And we support.
Yeah, I'm so humbled that they thought of me to invite me, first of all, and then to take on the torch to represent the natural community. I'm like, I've got to work hard, boy, because I really want to look so good. This has to be my best, next to best package. So I'm like, yeah, I'm on the work. I'm putting the work in for the boys. I'm really gonna bring my best, and hopefully we can up some places and cause some trouble. That's what we're going there. We're gonna cause some disruption.
Yes.
You know? Oh yeah.
We're not going there just to watch. We're going there to compete.
Exactly.
Let's go.
That's the mindset. You're like,
as you should, man.
Exactly. It's like, it doesn't matter if I'm natural and they're enhanced. The goal and the objective is still the same: to do my best and cause some disruption. Like, I'm not viewing me being natural as a limitation. Like, you've never had that mindset. You're like, okay, the job's, it's still what it is. It is what it is. I'm still gonna show up and I'm gonna put my best foot forward, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I love that, man. I absolutely love that. And when is the show?
It'll be the end of March. So I think it's between the 26th, 27th. Yeah, 27th.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many weeks out, Luke?
Isn't it like 7 weeks out right now? 7, 8?
About 7, 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And how's the prep been so far for this show?
Oh, feels good. Okay. Yeah, I'm on course.
Oh.
Too much. There's a lot of, I've a lot of friends, and they show their progression quite often on Instagram and stuff. I don't really like to show too much. I'll show maybe a little bit here, a little bit there. I like it to be a surprise. Like, boom, this is the package he's bringing. Have a look, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, we know, man. You're hiding it from us, bro. Hiding those physique updates. What's your mindset, bro, going into this show, such a massive show? What's just the mindset of you going into it?
Really, I want to enjoy it as much as possible. I want to enjoy the experience. I want to learn as much as well, because as you said, Olympians are there again, so there's going to be a lot of questions I can ask and learn. But really and truly, I want to be competitive. Like, I think that as a natural, I don't see it as a limitation, as you said already. I think I can be very competitive. I think there's things that I have that they don't. They may have obviously incredible size, which will be obviously inevitable, but I will bring the smaller waist. I will bring a shape that is very aesthetically still pleasing. If I can bring the right condition as well on the day, that will also go as a big advantage to me. So, and then working on your posing, making sure the posing's flawless, because this display is very, very important. So those are the things that I'm going to be focusing on and making sure that I bring.
I love that, man. And honestly, when seeing your physique, I don't think, you know how when you can see in some shows, when there's some naturals who do compete in open shows, you can see the discrepancy between the physiques. You can be like, yeah, this guy's natural, okay. And it's like, it still looks amazing, but you can still see the discrepancy between the enhanced and the natural. With you, that's not the case. Luke and I truly believe and wholeheartedly believe, like, you look like you belong there, man. Seriously. Yeah. Which is really cool to be able to say. It's like when I see your physique and I like look at the other people, it's not like, oh, wait, this guy's Natty? No, it's like, that's not what comes to the mind. It's like, damn, this guy has a crazy physique and this is going to be a battle. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Like, I think you definitely look like you belong, and I'm just excited to see how this pans out, because I know you're hungry for it, you're curious, you're going in with like just, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to speak to these guys, I'm going to learn a lot. And just see what it's like to be on that stage, man. Like the Arnold UK, that's huge, bro. That's huge. That's one of the top shows. It's like the Arnold, the Pittsburgh, Dubai Pro. What else?
Well, there's the two Arnolds, right? There's the UK and the US.
Yep. Those are like the big ones outside of the Olympia. New York Pro. Damn, man, this is insane. This is insane. Jeez.
Sometimes I'm thinking like I'm actually going to the Arnold's. I'm like, pinch me. It's that type of feeling. Honestly.
Yeah, dude.
And hopefully this is the paving way to, as you said, more naturals to come in. So then next year there's going to be a lot more in the US as well and the UK, because I'm not the only physique. We've got crazy physiques in the natural scene, and I think they all need to be put on the biggest stages. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can definitely make some disruptions where it cannot be unnoticed.
For sure.
Have to be.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Setting an
example. I'm glad you just said that.
Sorry,
what did you say?
He's like, it's like setting an example for like almost like a pioneer or someone who, like, he's leading from the front, which is really awesome to encourage other people to, bet on themselves, and also just show like, hey man, this is, if I can do it, like, I want more people to do this, and also just do it for you, but also do it for the larger, broader picture for the community as well, to encourage and inspire. I admire that, man. That's really cool stuff.
And we have already seen natural pros compete against open guys and beat them, so it's not like it's out of the realm of possibility. And me and Munene can guarantee, like, Josh, you're gonna show up there, you're gonna beat some of those guys for sure. You're gonna put yourself on the map, and again, people got to realize that it's not about who's just the biggest guy on stage, especially men's physique. It comes down to structure, conditioning, everything, overall shape. So, bro, play to your strengths, and you're gonna do so well on that stage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And Josh, I'm curious, what's the end goal for you? Is it to go to the O? What's
definitely to go to the the dream is to go to the O, because funny enough, I've already completed what I wanted to complete in bodybuilding. IFBB Pro card was it. That was it.
Oh, wow.
Already completed what I wanted to do, but once I completed it, I was like, the O looks kind of nice. That looks tasty. I want that too. Yeah, so I want to be a little bit greedy in that sense of I want to just keep pushing and do my best. So now it's like new goals. New goals are set. It's like new dreams. Arnold's is now coming, right. Let's smash it. Let's do well. And then if potentially let's go for Olympia. And I think it's very doable. I do believe in 2-3 years I'm there. Probably even less.
Yeah.
100%. That being said, you've qualified yourself to 2026 Ben Wieters now. You're one of the first qualified athletes for that show, and that is an Olympia qualifying show.
Oh yeah, make it, yeah.
Let's yes. We're gonna see Josh at the Ben Wieters 2020. Dude, you're doing it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna be there.
Let's go, bro. Oh, this is gonna be insane, man. I am hyped to see this, brother. Holy cow.
This is definitely the biggest year of bodybuilding for you, I would say. I mean, the Arnold Classic and the Ben Wieters. Are there any other shows that you have in mind right now, or is it just those two right now?
Just those two right now. I potentially might do Portugal again. And I was thinking to do Spain, but I don't think I'm going to do that one. So yeah, I'm focused on this one at the moment. I'm focused on Arnold's, and then when I finish Arnold's, I'm going to have a little bit of a mini bulk, and then see what I want to do for the rest of the year. But I will be definitely competing in at least 3 or 4 this year.
Nice. Oh man, all around different continents, man.
Yeah, definitely the Ben Wieters. So I'll definitely be there. So yeah, that's 2 already.
Gonna be a battle.
Have you done Ben Wieters before, or is this your first time? This is your first time? Let's go. That's huge.
Get your popcorn ready, boys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one this year. Especially now that they're doubling the amount of athletes that qualify for the Ben Wieters show.
Yes.
It's gonna be a big one.
So I'm expecting to be competitive. I want to see everyone there. Everyone, let's go. Because we want it to be good. Like for me, I like it when it's more competitive. Because obviously some shows and the naturals, we don't get as many competitors sometimes. So going to the Ben Wieters, where like prestige of like everyone who's like top of the top, and every show is going to be there, and the amount of people is going to be there, it does really feel like a really good factor when you brought your physique and you're going to compete against such amazing athletes. Like, what better than that? You can't get better than that.
No, you can, man. You can. All the best, the cream of the crop, all in one location, battling it out. It doesn't get better than that. That's our Olympia as naturals, right? That's literally...
Essentially.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's our Olympia. So to be able to be a part of that and just see people from all over the world is so cool. And that's one thing about the community that shows, wow, we don't even speak the same language, some of us. But we can still communicate through our love and passion for bodybuilding. You know, it's so cool. It's so unique, man. Like, you can smile and you know you don't speak the same language, but your fam, your brothers, you're like, yo, what's up? But both in that same location, and that's what I love about that, man. So this is so cool, bro. This is so cool. And another question I had, if you're open to talking about this, as a natural, we obviously the Natty Physique pod, you're natural, we're natural, we talk about natural bodybuilding, we advocate for that. I'm curious for you, is the decision to always stay natural, has it ever crossed your mind to crossing over? You don't need to touch on that if that's not something you're comfortable with, but I'm just curious at all.
I've had this question asked so many times. Do you know what the question people ask me is, Josh, do you know how sick you would look if you went assisted, if you went before? Josh, look at you now. Imagine when you take. I was like, yeah, you know what? Actually, the physique would be phenomenal, but I like being natural. I like the way I look. Do you know how hard I've worked for this? I'm not letting this go. If I've done this much and I've got here and I've still improved every single year, I've got a long way to go. So you guys just wait on it. You'd be surprised what we can do.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So what is or has been your main reason for staying natural your entire life and throughout your entire bodybuilding career? What's the main reason for that?
It could be, this one could be a bit soppy. When I first started bodybuilding, the first few shows, obviously I was in university, so I was away from home. When I came back to my home, I told my mum obviously I was bodybuilding. She saw the difference, obviously, and I was growing a bit, and she was like, "Oh, you better not be taking those steroids and, you know, affecting your body," because my mum's a nurse. Okay, so she worries about stuff like that. She needs to make sure if you're doing it properly, you do it properly. And so she was like that. And obviously I was a lot younger then, and you know, my testosterone. So I was like, well, I'm gonna do it without anything. So I promised my mum I would do it without anything. I will be a natural to the core and I'll win. That's what I promised her. So yeah, it's a mum's promise. So I'm always staying natural.
That's probably the best reason I've ever heard, honestly. Gotta keep promise to your mama.
There you go. Told you was a soppy one.
I love it though, man. That's powerful. And hey, you're doing it, man. You're doing it. I will stay natural and I will win. And it is happening. So, and the thing is, you're still progressing, man. So it's not like that every year you're making progress. You have your own personal reasons, but like you're still progressing. And I think that you're a prime example that natural physiques out there can be built. And now don't get me wrong, yes, we all have different starting points, we have different, you know, genetics. It would be cool if we could choose our parents, you know, and be like, yo, you have a small waist, and like, oh wow, your clavicles are wide, you know. It's not like that, right? And so
that's how I date. I'm dating, and my missus, I'm like, oh, she's got a small waist. Yeah, she's good. My son will be good. Okay.
There you go. There you go, man. But you're literally showing, and you're advocating for it, which I love, because it's telling people, hey, you don't have to take this if you want to build a great physique. Is it going to require more patience? 100%. But at the end of the day, provided that you still work hard, you look for feedback, you strive to get better, you're dialed in with your training and your nutrition, and you learn more about those things, like you can develop a very impressive physique naturally, and you can still do well in bodybuilding as well. So I absolutely advocate for that, man, for sure. So it's good to see, especially for the kids out there, right? The youngins.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. The delayed gratification, it's so worth it when you look back. Like so many times I've looked back at my pictures and been like, wow, I look like that. And I look at this now and I'm like, that's insane. Like that took a lot of hard work, but I really did it, and it's doable. It just takes a little bit of time, and as they say, good things take time. You know, it's being a perfectionist. You know, every artistry or masterpiece takes time. It doesn't just happen like that. It takes time. So do it properly, and trust me, you'll go places. I mean, I'm going to the Arnold, so if that doesn't show something, then I don't know what else.
Oh, there you go. You heard it first from him, man. Oh, it's so much more fulfilling this way though, when you get to look back at your progress and see where you started to where you like what you've built now over the years. And like you said, it's a long process, but it's well worth it. So to all the natural competitors at home that are watching this podcast right now, is there anything that you want to say to them? Whether it's, you know, new competitors that want to compete for the first time, or even IFBB pros that want to get to the position that you are right now, competing in these massive shows like the Arnold UK?
Yeah, I would say to always believe in yourself, and just work hard. That it's when we say it's you vs you, it really truly is you vs you. It's your own journey. Take it as long as you need, but just keep believing in yourself, because the way I've got to where I'm now is having full belief that I can do anything I put my mind to. So if you do that, you can really move mountains. So yeah.
Wise words. Thank you, my man. We appreciate you. This has been awesome. It's been really awesome, and thank you for coming on and sharing your wisdom. And it's honestly a pleasure to have been able to converse with you and, you know, hear about your story, your mindset, what bodybuilding means to you, how much you love it, and where you want to go with it. And truly a huge beacon of inspiration for the natural bodybuilding community, and not just that, but also others as well. So Josh, we wish you all the best in you know, the Arnold and all your shows, man. We'd love to keep having you on, man, if that's something you're up for, hearing your insights along the season. And no, we appreciate you so much, man. So thank you very much for coming on.
Sure.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to meet both of you as well, competitors of your own as well. Hopefully one day I'll see you guys on stage. I dream that. So
I hope I'm next to you.
yeah, because it'll be cool, really cool. But yeah, as I said, pleasure being on here. I'm happy to come here on again, and we can talk more on what the future holds for me and the rest of the natural scene. But yeah, pleasure.
Appreciate you, bro. We'll get you on closer to the Arnold, or like right before or after the Arnold for sure, because we'll definitely want to have that conversation and see how the whole experience of that show just went for you. But again, we appreciate you having you here, and man, you're welcome anytime on this podcast for sure.